Hi all, happy Homebrew Wednesday. How you all doing? Hope you had all had a good week. Bit of an update, nothing major going on. I've been brewing too much recently, but I just can't seem to stop at the moment. It's just new kits, but it's all good stuff. So let's go through. Let's start off. We've got a beer here. This is my American IPA. The first one I made. Well, it's about the second one I made on my on this new system. It's extremely dank, not very clear at the moment. It's a bit pale, but it's the right colour for an IPA. Final gravity was 10, about 10-15, 10-14, and I mashed it at 67, so it's about 6.1%. Let's have a quick run through it. It's a kind of first taste for it. I had a little taste last night, a sneaky taste of it, and I can say one thing: it's quite aggressive. So on the nose, there's a lot of malts there, and also I can smell the hops. It's not like a majorly strong hop flavour, but it's definitely there. Carbonation is quite low at the moment. I'm still force carbing it, but it's getting there. You can see it's just like drifting around, floating around the top there. It's not cleared out much. It's obviously American USO5 in there, so it's going to take a good week or so to clear out. So a taste. It's about low to medium body. It's very bitter. It actually has mellowed out a little bit since yesterday. Actually, it's quite good. But I think it needs the grain and there's dryness in there as well. Yesterday when I tasted it, I thought it tasted too sweet. But no, it's I think it's gonna get better with time. I think it needs, as I said, it's quite new and it's quite a strong beer, and it's 6.7, so it needs about maybe another couple of weeks. That'll take away a lot of that really strong, aggressive top flavour, hit the bitterness there, but it'll just meld together, the sweetness and all that stuff. So yeah, so far well, in happiness wise, 100 out of 10, I think I'm giving it so far maybe about 7 or 8. But no, give it a few more weeks. The reason I think it's quite strong is because I use some of my friend's hops in there, which were of an indeterminate IBU, and I think because it took so long to cool, I think it got a lot of bitterness came out and got in there from those hops, which obviously I could have anticipated that, but I think it was about middle of the ballpark for the American IPA on Beersmith, so it might be slightly higher. I'll get a second opinion tomorrow. I'm going to take it to one of my local homebrewers group meetups, Bristol Brewing Circle, and see what the guys think. But so far, quite happy with it. Anyway, shout out to Rusty Homebrew. He sent some more beer mail out. I will get round to tasting that soon. It's just resting in the fridge at the moment, and I'll give it a few weeks just to settle out a bit, so it's at its best when I get my get a mouth around it. What else have I got here? My Patters beer that I made a few weeks ago it's still bubbling away. It kind of really finished pretty quickly last week, but it's down to about 10-16. I want to get it down to maybe about 10-10, ideally anyway. Well, they're quite dry, and it also needs to be it's still like very milky white from all the yeast, so it needs to really sit around for and lager in the fridge for a good 4 or 5 weeks until that yeast all drops out. It's going to be a real challenge, really. I may I'll most likely cold crash it out there so it all gets that sediment and see how it goes. I made a Belgium IPA before Christmas, and it just didn't ferment out at all. So at least this time it's actually getting there. It's still fermenting. So that's coming on. I made a small beer. I made a 10-litre batch with my Bauermeister this weekend. That worked really well. Check out the video. I put that out on Saturday night. I was doing an hour about whether to get a small malt tube, but it's not really easy, really. I mean, I made about 4.5% ABV beer. If I was to make anything stronger, I wouldn't actually need. It would be just as easy to do as 10 litres, and it's ideal because if I want to make a really strong beer, I can make a half batch strong beer, and I haven't got to bother about having to bulk it up with sugars or liquid malt extract or anything like that. But also I don't end up making too much of a strong beer, which maybe I won't drink too much of. That worked really well. Come out nice and clear as well. I think I'm just getting my head around how to brew the system now. I think it must apply to everything, but I just need to obviously just let it, when you're cooling it down, let it all settle out and all the stuff to fall to the bottom before you start taking it out. I think I've always taken it out a bit too early or something like that. Bit of a kit update. I bought a submersible pump. I've got a water butt out the back there, which I'm going to use to actually recirculate recirculate and cool my bit I walk down with. So this obviously just floats in there, it turns on and off, it's got a switch in it. It's a cheapy one, I bought it for 30 quid, but bought a connection so I can stick a hose onto it, and I haven't experimented with it yet, but it seems to push the water out at a good rate, so hopefully all it's got to do is get the water gradually around the system and back into the butt. I cleaned my water butt out yesterday. It was full of all sorts of detritus from the roof, but the weather's been so nice here, it's actually completely filled it up today, so I'm going to bother about filling it up. And that's my list done. I've been reading the SJ Pour competition again. So I think we haven't got to get it into till September, so I will be thinking about that now soon. Check it out if you're interested. I think this year SJ's actually brought the price of it down, so well, obviously you've got to spend a bit more money to actually buy all the ingredients as well, so you obviously have to spend a bit more to obviously make the stuff. If you get through to the third stage, you'll make free brews, but maybe you won't. Might just get through the first. That's far too negative, isn't it? My smash up beer has been conditioning for a few weeks. If we're in the UK, I've just got all the group I'm in. I think we've got one of the biggest groups. Got about 11 people in my group, so gonna have plenty of beer to taste. So I'll be sending that off in a week or two. Yeah, it's got to be off very soon. And that's it. Have a good week, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers.